Bernie Sanders out there wanting us to be more like Denmark. He wants us to be socialists. I'm guessing most of you know already that socialism doesn't work, but I kind of feel the need to explain this again, given Sanders' recent momentum. Let's take Denmark, for example. Denmark already knows it can no longer afford its freebies, so it's looking at lower corporate tax rates and trying to wean people, the young and the old, off government benefits. You see, taxes, they can only do so much, and they're high. 56% on the federal level there in Denmark, and there's more. Did you know the government slaps a 180% tax on cars? 180%. I mean, you're paying more for the tax than you are for the actual car. But, there's all kinds of freebies that go along with these high taxes. Not only is college free in Denmark, but students receive a monthly stipend of about $1,000 every month while they're in school. So they get paid to go to school. Of course, this may actually explain why students in Denmark are in no hurry to graduate. Do you know it takes an average of 6.1 years to complete college degree coursework in Denmark? There's a big uproar going on about it right now in the country. Colleges and students are insisting that kids should never be able to take, or should be able to take, however long they possibly need to finish their degrees. But you got the government saying, this is becoming way too much of a drain. We just can't do it. Well, now, what people don't realize is the role capitalism has actually historically played in Scandinavia. The solid foundation that capitalism provided these countries going back. Sweden, another one of Bernie's favorites, of course, it started as a pretty poor country in the late 19th century and then took off under a capitalist system in the middle of the 20th century. It had lower taxes than us here in the United States and the rest of Europe. It wasn't until the early 1970s that Sweden embraced its socialism. And boy, did it ever. In some cases, the effective marginal tax rate topped 100%. That's why the wealthy founder of IKEA actually had to flee the country back in '73. Sweden even had a scheme to seize private corporate profits and hand them over to the labor unions. You can imagine how well that one went. Economic performance plunged, entrepreneurship, it disappeared, job creation and wages went nowhere. That's socialism for you. Eventually Scandinavia figured it out. It needs some capitalism, but still, it's not enough. Let me share with you a line from the New York Times published about a year and a half ago that illustrates the dilemma Denmark now finds itself in. Many experts, the Times says, say a more basic problem is the proportion of Danes who are not participating in the workforce at all, be they dawdling university students, young pensioners, or welfare recipients who lean on hefty government support. And therein, folks, lies the problem. Welfare benefits, while well-intentioned, they destroy incentives and they create a culture of dependency. The majority of people are dependent on the government for these handouts, while the few industrious, hardworking members of society are stuck supporting the rest. Is that the kind of country you want to live in? No, I don't think so. It is not who we are.